be honest, I'm a little bit nervous actually about pairing chocolates with tea because I don't feel like I've eaten these chocolates enough to actually know what tastes, you know, floral and what tastes spiced and what tastes earthy and what tastes toasty and what tastes, you know. I've eaten cheese a lot more than high quality bean to bar chocolate, and so yeah, I am feeling a bit nervous, but I still gotta do this because I still want to have fun with chocolate and tea. So let's go. It's tea time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. They're the mini 27-gram bars from Ratio Cocao Roasters on Sydney Road in Brunswick. But you can probably see, like, I have 3 that are from Solomon Islands. One's a milk, one's a dark, and the other one's a vegan milk. I'm not expecting there to be too much flavour differences within the one bean location or bean origin. So I might just give them all a smell, but then try and pair with the one that's sort of the most defining or the most obviously earthy or the obviously spiced. I have one from Ecuador, a dark. I have a dark from Trinidad and Tobago, and then I've got 2 from Vanuatu, one milk, one dark. So I'll probably stick with dark at the moment, but maybe try milk, we'll see. I feel probably more comfortable with the Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, it smells really good. It's got this like malty, nutty. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite malty. Maybe even woody. Maybe. I don't know. It's not a pokey dark chocolate. It's quite like smooth and roasty, toasty. So let's try. The smokiness of the Assam certainly comes out with this Trinidad and Tobago, but it's quite nice. It is a little acidic, but it's not like the acidity of the Vanuatu cacao pour over I had a couple of weeks ago. Oh, not great. Arabian Nights with the Trinidad and Tobago. No. Berries of the forest and Trinidad and Tobago is sort of interesting. They sort of meet in the middle. Just sort of fun. Yeah. The Assam is easy, quite harmonious. Berries of the forest is fun. Arabian Nights is too perfumey. Let's go Solomon Islands. Oh, it's quite smooth. It's got a smoky, smoky flavour. I mean, smoky scent. Yeah, this one's quite smoky. With like a acidity that reminds me of coffee. I would call it the colour yellow of acidity. I have no idea how I would. Quite savoury. But fun. Interesting. The Assam sort of just turns to black tea when you have the Solomon Islands dark chocolate in your mouth. Yeah, it's too strong. This is the chocolate chip black tea. They're nice, like separate, but when they meet, when the flavors merge, yeah, it's weird. Something odd happening. Berries of the forest. They meet okay, but yeah, nothing's really doing. I needed like a smoky Earl Grey. If you know where I can buy a smoky Earl Grey, please let me know. Please put it in the comments. I really need one. I feel like it'd be amazing with, hopefully it would be amazing with the Solomon Islands dark chocolate, but it would also be amazing with Goose on the Loose's dark duck and juniper salami. Yeah, because nothing's really working. What, one more. There's just a flavour in the chocolate that's really hard to work with tea. I don't know what it's called. I'd expect it to be in all dark, like extremely dark chocolates, but this one is a 76%. It's like the colour dark brown, extremely dark brown, almost black. That's how it tastes. Yeah, maybe the milk, Solomon Islands, might help me a bit. This works, but there's nothing spectacular about a cup of black tea and a good quality chocolate. Like, that's already great as it is, but I want to be more creative and I'm just not finding it. What I did think is like maybe like a long black espresso drinking, mojo drinking person would love this sort of chocolate because it's so intense. It's nowhere near like any of the supermarket chocolates you get. Nothing like them. And it makes me think of, yeah, like a brown that is almost black in flavor, and the texture of like bark, but like a little bit furry. That's what's coming to mind. But I can't pair a tea with that because I don't have the right tea, maybe. Might be good with a pour. If I do try that, I'll let you know. Let's do Ecuador. Why does it smell like Kalamata olives? Oh wow. This has a bitterness. How many? This is 88%. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I don't think I can pair a tea with this. Let's see. It's just too jarring. Like, yeah. 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 I totally do believe in the concept of like, don't mess with perfection. We're not going to mess with any of these by putting other things in our mouth while we're getting to know ourselves through tasting a chocolate that you could not describe, even if you were the best author on the planet. It's just so dark. And there's a bit of despair in here as well. Like, oh my God. Ecuador. What's happened? maybe. I did look at Ratio's Instagram and I saw that at one point they had a sort of rum pairing. I think they attended a rum pairing workshop, or Deb, the owner, did. I think that would be really interesting because you got some punchy flavors and punchy power with rum. Oh, the phone. Let me get that just a moment. Okay, and then Vanuatu. This is 70%. Cool. So I had the cacao nib pour over at Ratio Cocao Roasters a couple of weeks ago. You can see it as a part of my Sensual Feasts, week 2, and explorations. And the cacao nibs for the pour over were from Vanuatu. The woman who served me told me that I should be able to taste like hints of honeycomb. And I'm getting that. There's this like, and when I think honeycomb, like, I actually think of the flavor of the bubbles when you make honeycomb. So like, cause I think you put like bicarb, I can't remember the last time I made honeycomb, but like the chemical reaction required to make it. So it sort of does that in your mouth. And it's fun. I think this is my favorite chocolate of the 4. I really like all the experiences I've gone on, all of them. But for my own pleasure, while I'm alone, sitting in a luscious red velvet couch, this would be my favorite. Sorry, I was interrupted. Yeah, the Vanuatu is like quite bright and it's got this acidity to it, and it finishes a little bit bubbly. So yeah, knowing that it's got honeycomb taste to it, that's sort of what comes through for me. I just fed some to my housemates and who came home, and they sort of said it was like a bit citrusy, and I also gave them the Ecuador, and they said it tasted like dry earth and a hard life, which I think is exactly how I felt when I said it tastes like despair. It tastes, yeah, you can bloody, like, I've never been moved by a chocolate before, and yeah, I don't know if that was Ratio's intention, but I hope they're doing okay. So off camera, I did taste the Vanuatu 70% dark chocolate with some teas, and it went quite well with the Assam. That was easy. I would say the Vanuatu itself is quite an easy chocolate. It's more my style with the florals and like the bubbly and the citrus and the little bit of acid. And it actually goes quite well with the Arabian Nights, which is really fun and interesting. But from what I've seen, Peacock and Impala, which is a tea company here in Melbourne, they do a chocolate brownie pairing workshop at Ratio, which I really want to go to. Peacock and Impala also do tea making workshops, so you can make your own tea, which I'd really like to try as well. Understand more of the journey of creation rather than the journey of consumption. Yeah, it's been beautiful. I feel like I know the world a bit better. It's only been like 5 minutes. Feels like 5 minutes. But understanding, like, you know, Trinidad and Tobago and like the Solomon Islands, they're not very close. And they taste the beans that come from there. Obviously genes and like species of the cacao beans comes into it, but they just taste completely different, and you go on an around the world trip. And I feel like tea can also do that too, but I tend to not focus on that aspect of tea. But it is interesting, And I would like to explore more of that. I would love to explore more of the origins of tea in like Sri Lanka, and I want to go to Taiwan. Like, I really need to go to Taiwan for tea. But it's one of the most beautiful things about tea is you can open your cupboard and the world is there in a canister, waiting for you to have a lovely time with it. So I hope you're having a really great day. Week 4, which I'm really looking forward to, is all about reconnecting with the senses and getting back into ourselves, especially when you're feeling moved by certain world events or certain world situations. I think it's really important, if you want to not get caught up in the energy and surges of things like that, you need to get back into yourself. And that's what I've been doing. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for some French sweets and tea.